We are here. We are here. We are here. Big, no. Okay, never mind. We got it. We popped it out. We popped it out. Boom. Go into non-GP chat. And what's a good question for today? What is a good question for today? Good poll question for the day is, how's the card looking? UFC Topology. How's it looking? How's the card looking? Emmet versus Valljeos. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, brother? You still upset that Islam is the one that ducked him? Did you stay home from school today? There was a snow. I'm not in school, bro. I'm not in school. If I was in school, man, I would, you got to stay home from, that's dope. That's dope. How's throat goat? Wait, what? Hey, throat goat, how's it going? I'm not a throat goat. I'm not a throat goat. I've never been a throat goat. Don't have any plans on being a throat goat. Okay? It's just never going to happen. No throat goat happening here. No throat goat. Okay? You're probably a throat goat. Seeing as you're, why are you so concerned where my throat goes? Okay? You know? Why are you so concerned with that, buddy? What's up, man? What's up, John Dong? Illy using boxing tactics to duck Islam? That seems like cope. That seems like absolute, utterly cope. Just supreme levels of cope. Okay. Okay. Ilya will knock out Justin in round 1? Yeah, no duh. Well, anything interesting going on? Any questions? Any poll questions? Any interesting poll questions we should have? Maybe, ooh. Who do we got? Who wins? This is a banger poll question. Who wins? Question mark. We have one. We got this guy. Or this guy. Boom. Who do we get? Who do we got going? Because I feel like as a group we should come to a if as a group we should come to a consensus. 50% Pereira, 50% Cyril Gahn. What do you think of fight of the night on the White House card would be? Fight of the night? Fight of the night? Ooh. Fight of the night is either going to be Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia, or it will be Cyril Gahn versus Alex Pereira. You got Pereira by lighter man skill. I got Gahn by heavyweight power, which is non-existent, to be honest, as we've seen before. Gone Grapple Clinic. Yeah. White House card's actually hype. It is. No, it's definitely hype. It's 100% hype. I like it. I like the card. I'm excited for the card. But it's so long from now. I mean, June. Seriously, we have to wait till June. Okay, let's take a look at Let's take a look. So obviously we got to go Valljeos by decision. We'll go Jillian Robertson by decision. We'll go Omar Sy by decision. We'll go Jose Delgado by TKO round 2. We'll go Rahiki by KO round 1. Steven Asplund, Vitor Petrini. Let's go Asplund by KO round 3. Bruno Silva, Charles Johnson. Bruno Silva, Charles Johnson. Oh. Who did he beat last? Hung Sung Park by submission. Manel Cap, Cody Durden. Ooh. This guy only pulls off wins as a KO. No, submish. Let's go submish round 2. Let's go Brad Tavares. Decision. Let's go Orablai's fight. When was Orablai fighting Chris Curtis? How come I didn't know about Orablai fighting Chris Curtis? Did y'all know about Orablai fighting Chris Curtis? I don't think heavyweights are that good. Even guys like Aspinall and Gahn. Really? I think Gahn's pretty good. But the only thing is, like, The problem with Gon is that he relies almost entirely on athleticism. Like he literally only relies on athleticism. You look at how he fights, he's just an athlete who fights, whereas Pereira relies on technique, setups, diverse attacks, and Cyril Gahn relies on I just do what I am feeling, you know. I just do what I am feeling. I think I'm going to go Pereira. I really want Cyril Gahn to win. But at the same time, I want to see Pereira Aspinall. You know what I mean? And if he KOs Cyril Gahn, that makes that Aspinall fight way cooler. You know, especially if Cyril Gahn tries to shoot takedowns. Does Cyril Gahn shoot takedowns? Dude, Cyril Gahn could take down Max here. He could take down. People like to bitch about everything? Yeah, I know. They do. You don't see Josh Emmett lasting 5 rounds? I don't either. People are mad their fantasy booking isn't reality. I know. Dude, I saw people quoting Dana White, being like, Dana White said there was going to be 6 title fights on the card. Dana White never said that. Donald Trump was the guy who said that, not Dana White. Bro, my hair is fucked up. That's good enough. Makes my head so long. Why does my head look so long? Maybe I'll go Edgar style. No, that's fucked up. Alright, I can't deal with this, bro. People are like, Dana White said there was going to be 6 title fights, and we didn't get 6 title fights. Therefore, I'm extremely mad at Dana White for doing this. It's like, wait a minute. This guy explicitly said there will not be 8 title fights. Steven Asplund puts a bad clinic on Vitor. It'll be brutal. Yeah, I have a feeling he'll melt him. He'll melt him like that. He's got a little bit of like a ice cream body, you know? Orblai gets the most random fights. Yeah, I know. Why is he fighting Chris Curtis? I think Orblai's going to win by finish. No. Let's go decision. Let's go Orblai decision. Balaji Oki. Manuel Souza. I don't know about this one. Most people are going Souza by finish here. Chris Duncan. Mason Jones. Okay. Luna Lacerda. Okay. How come I don't remember this guy? Maybe it's just a picture. Versus Hirocha Souza. Okay. Not too sure about that one. And then we got Bia Mesquita versus Monte Renson. Don't have any clue about that one. Elijah Smith versus Su Young Yu. Elijah Smith. Vince Morales. Aaron Tao means nothing. Josh Walker. Long Zhao. AJ Cunningham. He's a road to UFC guy coming off a win over Long Zhao. And Long Zhao looked pretty good. Maybe I'll go with the dog in you to win. Sam Hughes versus I'm betting against Sam Hughes. I don't trust Sam Hughes, to be honest. So I'll go her. Those are the picks for the card. Probably gonna do terrible on the picks. I mean, my last card, I literally I think I did what? 5 for 6. I think I went negative. I didn't even break even, unfortunately. Wait in bed or in octagon? What does that even mean? Also, them putting Dawkins and Garcia on the White House card is smart. They're American, so if they win, they're going to get a lot of hype because of media attention on the card. Putting Dawkins on the card, I wouldn't call it smart, but I would definitely call it somebody to fight Bo. And as far as Steve Garcia, this guy was best buds with the good old Charlie Kirksky. You're leaning Pereira? I think I'm going Pereira too, unfortunately. Gon relies on breaking guys down over time like Ty and Lewis. Pereira's good enough to not let that happen. Yeah, Pereira beats Gon, but Aspinall beats Pereira. Alex has pretty good takedown. Does he have good takedown defense? You know, the thing is, Uncle Ive ain't... Bo Nickel versus Andre Muniz was right there. Yeah, Andre Muniz? Okay. When was Andre Muniz's last fight? Dude. Let me tell you something. Hear me out. Bo Nickel, Shara Bullet. Why did they had the perfect opportunity to do Bo Nickel versus Shara Bullet. Kyle beats Boda by Darce. Dude, I could see that. Hey, Magnus, we don't agree on a lot of things. Magnus. That Darce is there. I could see Bo shooting a takedown. You know, Dawkins going for a guillotine and then reversing that, using that guillotine to reverse the position, locks up that Darce and gets it done. Unbelievable. He pulled it out the fire. Kyle Dawkins, you gotta pull it out the fire. Come on. You gotta pull it out the fire, Dawkins. Dude, I don't know why. I always think of Kyle Dawkins. This guy does not look American. Tell me Kyle Dawkins looks American. This guy looks like the most Polish American I've ever seen in my life. Also, if they did have 6 title fights, a bunch of them would be WMMA fights. They're never going to do more than 2 male title fights. Yeah. Imagine if the Valljeos card was literally just all female title fights. And they had like, and then they had like Ilya and Pereira. Like, you know what? Dern, Zhang Wei Li, kind of a banger. Valentina versus Natalia Silva. Nunes Harrison to Gon Pereira. And, dude, John Jones should have been on that card. I hate to be that guy. John Jones could have been on that card. Should have been. That's my cousin. Who? Vitor Petrino got finished by Anthony Smith. Yeah, he got guillotined by Anthony Smith. And isn't Vitor Petrino the guy who got brutally knocked out by Dustin Jacoby in like that boring fight until like the last second when he knocked him out? Was that Vitor Petrino? It was like a boring fight, and then he just boom 1-2 down the middle. Casual picks, to be honest. Okay, send your picks in the Discord. Let's. I should do that. I should honestly review picks in the Discord. I need to pin the Discord, man. I need to pin the Discord link. Let's get invite to channel. This is gonna, you know what? Last time we gave the Discord out publicly, it literally got utterly destroyed so incredibly quick. But let's risk it for the biscuit. Maybe I should have bets, off topic, dag meme, video ideas, promo, members only mods. Okay, yeah, it should be good enough channels. Imagine if they did a squirt contest. All right. What about what channel, Magnus? I don't know what. You know, I don't know what you're talking about, Magnus. Here, I don't know what you're talking about. You have not accepted my request to join. Oh shit! There's a request button. Okay, I didn't know I had to approve requests. Okay, there you go. I approved it. You look cute. Okay, thanks. Impression of Hamzat on the mic at the Valljeos screaming, "Bomb everybody, brother." Brother, stop asking question about Kadyrov, brother. This guy, big bomb guy. This guy bomb everybody, brother. This guy come here, kill the guy, take the money, go home, take the belt. Fuck everybody, brother. Have you guys watched dude? I'm thinking about doing a video on the Russian Tough show with John Jones and DC because it is so out of pocket. Yeah, I gotta show you. I gotta show you this. It is the weirdest. It is genuinely the weirdest show ever. They're headbutting each other. They fight in the middle of the. They're introing. They're introing guys. They're introing guys and getting all the fighters, and they just start scrapping. They're like, all right, scrap for 40 seconds. You guys can scrap. And they're headbutting each other. They're fighting under tables. It's the weirdest show I've ever seen. Weirdest show I've ever seen. I did watch the hype submission grappling thing. But y'all have got to see this. I pinpointed it's like 38 minutes in, I think. 38 minutes in. 38 minutes. Bro, y'all gotta see this shit. Y'all gotta see this shit. Say that? Let me go through the chat and then I'll go back to it. Has UFC ever done 3 male title fights on a card? No, I don't think so. Heard some story. Darkest subbed RDR in the gym, bro. It's gym stories, Magnus. You know, at the end of the day, if you trained Magnus, you would understand that everybody subs everybody, and it's training. It's to get better. You want to get subbed in training, so when it comes down to the fight, you know how to defend. You need to know the holes in your game in order to make the improvement. So for you to say that Doc is subbed RDR, or Doc is subbed this guy or that guy, I mean, clearly you don't train, buddy. Clearly you don't train. They should do 6 title fights for UFC 666. Okay. The Satan. We'll do the Satan versus Jesus. Dawkins and Nichols are both very unique looking guys. Yeah. Did you see it was almost Ilya Islam, but Ilya was asking for no, Magnus. It was not Ilya who ducked. Islam, Ali Abdelaziz is ducking. Do you know why Ali Abdelaziz? Can you stop bringing up Jack Hughes, Squancho? Okay. Sweden. Where were they? What medal did Sweden get? What medal did Sweden get? They lost to Finland, bro. You guys lost to Finland. It was Ilya manager? Nah, I don't believe that shit. I don't believe it. Islam ducked. You know, Ali Abdelaziz said no to Islam Ilya because, first off, Ali Abdelaziz wants Justin Gaethje to fight Ilya on the White House card. So that's why he said no. Number 2, Ali Abdelaziz is waiting for all the fighters at 170 to be booked up so then he can say Islam's healthy and he fights Usman. Imagine if they did a squirt. Okay, I get it. No Not Safe for Work channel has ever existed in my Discord. That must have been some. I think we were hacked actually at that point. Dag, when you come into VTuber? Soon, probably. I'll be like maybe I'll be like a Putin. Maybe I'll be a Putin. Remember when Trace Cortez got flashed on live? I do remember that. Yeah. I do remember that. I do rewatch that quite often. Probably more than I'd be willing to admit. Which is like 1. You know what I mean? But it was a brutal sub-mocking Dawkins darsed him 15 times in a row. That is not true. Dawkins did not sub RDR 15 times in a row. Send the clip on Discord. All right.
Mean what?
All right, let me open this, bro. Billie Jean, not my lover.
A call that said, hey, if we can make a fight, you can fight Islam or Gaethje, right? And we actually said, let's take Islam. We'd love to fight Islam because remember, guys, it's not about picking an opponent because one is harder or easier or scared or not scared. Money's involved, and the bigger the fight, the more money it is. And so we wanted to make the most amount of money, right, that we possibly could. So we were focused on getting an Islam fight. So then Wednesday, I got asked, would you guys want to do this or that? And we said, absolutely. They gave us a number. We said, absolutely not. And then we didn't hear anything after that. The money that was offered was like small. It was more like, if this fight could happen, here's the numbers. Are you guys down for it? And we're like, not at those numbers. Then we get a call that said, hey, if we can make a fight, you can fight Islam or Gaethje, right? And we actually said, let's take Islam. We'd love to fight Islam because remember, guys, it's not about picking an opponent because one is harder or easier or scared or not scared. Money's involved, and the bigger the fight, the more money it is. And so we wanted to make the most amount of money, right, that we possibly could. So we were focused on getting an Islam fight. So then Wednesday, I got asked, would you guys want to do this or that? And we said, absolutely. They gave us a number. We said, absolutely not. And then we didn't hear anything after that. The money that was offered was like small.
No, out of context. Out of context. Out of context, bro. Completely out of context. Completely out of context. He was talking about John Jones in the second part of that clip. It was literally cut up. So that second part of that clip was he was talking about John Jones. So I don't know what you're talking about. Out of context. Simply out of context. You see an Instagram clip? This is the problem with today's youth. You guys see an Instagram clip? And Ilya Topuria, manager, White House. Okay, let's see. Where's this interview from? Ilya Topuria, manager. Okay, Ilya Topuria, manager. Let's search up this and let's go interview. Okay. Ilia Topuria is not the best fighter currently. It is yeah, this is come on.
From 12 midnight, literally 12 midnight till almost 11 o'clock, 11:30 the next morning, right? It was just nonstop negotiating between I'm on the phone with Hunter for an hour and change, and then I'm on the phone with Ilia for an hour and change.
The tweet heard around the world.
Him, he's also John Jones, his manager.
An all-night negotiation.
By the way, he's also John Jones' manager. Just by the way, remember when Tracy? Yeah, did Tracy Cortez? No, Tracy Cortez didn't flash. It was somebody who flashed Tracy Cortez on her live, and it was a dude. So it's not that fun. Ilia's manager has to be the dumbest person ever. Why would he switch? He didn't snitch. What's up, Rube Pro? W Cope Maxine Chud. Okay, nice. Wrong to retire by lighter man skill. It's crazy how Charles was able to dominate Holloway like that. And Ilia Topuria was able to take Oliveira down, now grapple him, knocked him out. Knocked out Holloway too. Ilia Topuria is the best fighter currently. No, he's not. Hamza Chimaev is the best fighter in the UFC currently. He was talking about Ilia. Did you watch the full clip?
It hasn't happened in a long time when I tell you this.
The terms on that deal to fight.
Okay, let's see the whole clip.
Slash Charles Oliveira. There's, we enjoyed watching that, but dude, I mean, a lot of people have some serious expectations for this BMF belt. How do you feel about the BMF belt? And
we were told that Ilia was not going to be on the card earlier that week, right? Then we get a call that said, "Hey, if we can make a fight, you can."
Let's see the real clips.
We actually said, "Let's take Islam. We would love to fight Islam," because remember, guys, it's not about picking an opponent because one is harder or easier or scared or not scared. Money's involved, and the bigger the fight, the more money it is. And so we want to make the most amount of money, right, that we possibly could. So we were focused on getting an Islam fight. So when you hear Dana say, "Well, that was never a fight," was because it was talked about, but there was no agreement to fight anybody. So I want to clarify my last tweet, which was there's a lot of facts here that people are just. Dana's been pretty much honest. Now, as far as, and then he kind of clarified his John Jones comments about that he was never going to be on the card. I don't know if that's true because there was a negotiation there also as well, right? It just kind of didn't go anywhere after a while, and then Friday. I'm sorry. So then Wednesday I got asked.
Oh, wait, Magnus, you see the switch up?
Would you guys want to do this or that? And we said absolutely. They gave us a number. We said absolutely not, and then we didn't hear anything after that, right? And so.
Oh, so it wasn't about Ilia Topuria. It was about John Jones. Yet, once again, Dag strikes back. Dag strikes back as being the smartest guy in the room. Wow. Dag strikes back. He was talking about, so clearly an out of context clip referring to John Jones. Play the rest of the clip.
So to me, there was no fight going on as of Wednesday afternoon. So it was left with me to go talk to Ilia on Thursday, right, in the morning and figure out yes or no and get back to them, which I didn't do because I was having an ablation. An ablation is a heart procedure, right, to.
No. We have to. Let's rewatch it. He's all over the place here. He's all over the place.
It's not about picking an opponent because one is harder or easier or scared or not scared. Money's involved, and the bigger the fight, the more money it is. And so we want to make the most amount of money, right, that we possibly could. So we were focused on getting an Islam fight. So when you hear Dana say, "Well, that was never a fight," was because it was talked about, but there was no agreement to fight anybody. So I want to clarify my last tweet, which was there's a lot of facts here that people are just. Dana's been pretty much honest. Now, as far as, and then he kind of clarified his John Jones comments about that he was never going to be in the card. I don't know if that's true because there was a negotiation there also as well, right? It just kind of didn't go anywhere after a while. And then Friday, I'm sorry. So then Wednesday I got asked, "Would you guys want to do this or that?" And we said absolutely. They gave us a number. We said absolutely not, and then we didn't hear anything after that, right? And so to me, there was no fight going on.
Okay, so.
You guys want to do this or that? And we said absolutely. They gave us a number. We said absolutely not, and then we didn't hear anything after that, right? Right. And so to me, there was no fight going on as of Wednesday afternoon. So it was left with me to go talk to Ilia on Thursday, right, in the morning and figure out yes or no and get back to them, which I didn't do because I was having an ablation. An ablation is a heart procedure, right, to burn some shit, some nerves in the heart that cause AFibs. I had an ablation Thursday. So all of Thursday went by, but there was no communication. Friday comes, right? I'm recovering now from this ablation. So I'm sleeping Friday afternoon. So Friday night, early, I went to bed. I'm thinking we're not on the card. It's just not happening. They haven't called me. They're going to announce it by Saturday. So when I say that this shit was crazy, it was like they already said, we're going to announce on Saturday the card. And then I get the phone call. So hold on. So now I'm sleeping. Hunter calls me. I don't answer the phone. I'm asleep. My brother blows me up. Literally, it was 11:59 Friday night. Yo, you need to call Hunter. They're trying to do Ilya to do the Ilya fight. And I said, damn, okay. So then I call Hunter, and then from 12 midnight, literally 12 midnight till almost 11 o'clock, 11:30 the next morning, right? It was just nonstop negotiating between I'm on the phone with Hunter for an hour and change, and then I'm on the phone with Ilya for an hour and change, and then I'm back to phone, on the phone with Hunter for another hour and change, and then back to Ilya and back and forth, and we're just going back and forth. And there was a lot of stuff that got discussed, a lot of different things, and that was kind of what happened in its totality. So Dana's not lying, right? There was no Islam fight. We agreed to fighting Islam if that's what they wanted to do, but the terms and all that was not there. You follow what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that they
Yeah, of
no
course.
say there was any fight done. He said that
Yeah.
none of these guys were supposed to be on the card. I don't know how accurate that is with Bones, because I felt like that was kind of the fight they wanted to make. They couldn't get there, and that then fell apart. So then they moved on to other stuff. Now, one thing I will say though is I do believe when I got that call on Wednesday, they were talking to everybody. So that's why when he says,
Okay, so clearly you have some things wrong. Clearly you guys got some things wrong, and clearly I got things right. They were negotiating. And did Ilya duck Islam because of the duck Islam? No, he said he wanted to fight Islam. And he said he wanted to fight Islam at the White House card, but the terms weren't in place, and they ultimately settled going with Justin Gaethje. They're pushing for that Islam fight. That, you heard the guy. They were on the phone for 10 hours, 11 hours, whatever it was, trying to get that Islam fight. But at the end of the day, that fight wasn't available. Why? Because Islam seemed to be injured, And that's what I got from that. When you're talking about the money thing, he was clearly referring to John Jones. But when you're talking about the Ilya Taporia thing, he was clearly talking about, some other things going on. For sure. So you guys were wrong once again. Islam was the one who ducked, not Ilya Taporia. And, Ali Abdelaziz, scumbag. Hamza, not even double champ. Dude is barely... What? So double champ makes someone the best... Double champ doesn't make someone the best fighter. You know that, right? Skills make someone the best fighter, If Hamza went up to fight... Could Hamza beat Yuri? He would destroy Yuri. Would Hamza beat Olberg? He would destroy Olberg. Would Hamza beat Cyril Gane? He would destroy him. Would Hamza beat Alex Pereira? He would destroy him. He beat Usman, who was the real champ at the time. Leon was fake champ. Impression of Warhorse MMA mogging you via face card. Warhorse MMA? What does he look like? Does he have a deadly face guard? This guy mogs me? Come on. This guy mogs me. You gotta be huge Delulu. You gotta be living in huge Delulu land. This guy don't mog me, bro. You got a little... I don't want to say what type of hair he has, but it's definitely... He has a Jufro. And he has a little pedo stash, so... Spoke to Islam and Ali. They were never called. All BS. Islam destroys Ilya. Nope. I wouldn't say Islam destroys Ilya. I think Ilya KOs Islam. Yuri's a nightmare. What? Yuri is a nightmare matchup for Hamzat. Bro, Yuri got dominated on the ground by Glover Teixeira. Okay? Yuri got dominated on the ground by Glover. And even if it was a pure boxing fight between Yuri and Hamzat, dude, Hamzat would piece him up in the 8th round TKO. Usman's real champ, Leon Fluke, true. Dad got twink... chill out. King Terzi lost of his aura after his emotional meltdown on Discord. Bro, why you like you're such a Discord admin, bro? Such a Discord mod. Hamza fans always got to talk hypotheticals. I'm not talking hypotheticals. What are you talking about? You're the one that's... Dog, it was literally you guys who said Yuri's a nightmare matchup. Hamzat's... Okay, name someone who's out-grappled grapplers, out-striked strikers, out-jujitsu guys. He's beaten he's beaten well-rounded guys, okay? Ilya hasn't fought a heavy grappler who has hardcore wrestling with hardcore control time. He hasn't fought a grappler like that. A guy who shoots takedowns, looks to dominate on the ground, looks for control time. Chimaev has, you know. Ilya hasn't fought Ilya's fought a well-rounded guy in Volk, right? But at the end of the day, so has Khamzat and Dricus. You know, Ilya's destroyed strikers, but so has Chimaev and Whitaker. You know what I mean? Has Ilya, does he, you know? You was able to out-grapple in moments. He was getting destroyed on the ground. Stop it. You think Glover is a better grappler than Khamzat? You think Glover Teixeira is a better grappler than Khamzat? That's how I know you're either biased or retarded. You're one of those two. When are you collabing with... I don't know who that is. I already put in my application. For what? Buddy, Glover is better than Khamzat. You think Glover is better than Khamzat? You gotta be the most delusional man you on the earth. Glover is nowhere close to Khamzat. Does Glover have the same takedowns as Khamzat? No. Does he has Glover ever put a guy in crucifix and gotten multiple 10-8s in a fight? What are you talking about? How do you think light heavyweight Jailton versus Yuri would go? Jailton by decision, probably. Easy. You're the one who started. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's just get rid of that. Yuri beats Khamzat easily. Yeah, you. Classic rage bait. Classic rage bait. Classic rage bait right here. Classic rage bait. May 9th, we back. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm hearing too. Hey, intel coming in. Beep, 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 beep. Yep. Chimaev, May 9th, New Jersey. And is against John Strickland. Nazarene Mavov's gonna have to wait in the sidelines and fight Fluffy. And fight Fluffy is the intel I'm getting here. Sucks to be you, Mavov. Back of the line, buddy. Back of the line. Khamzat will be able to get him down, but he won't be able to keep him there and get reversed. Yuri will be on some will be getting some sub. Bro, what? Yuri ain't getting no sub attempts against Khamzat. What are you talking about? Go to New Jersey. In May, I'm in Japan. Yuri destroys Khamzat. No, I'm gonna tell you exactly how the fight would go, and I'm not gonna argue with these guys. Okay, ready? Khamzat would be here, right? Leg kick. Yuri feels it immediately because of the power. He's never felt power like Khamzat Chimaev's power before. Already on a wobbly leg. Khamzat fakes a takedown. Yuri backs up, tries to sprawl, 2 hands down. Khamzat, boom, Habib level overhand. Instantly KOs Yuri. Flatlines him. Lerone Murphy flatlined Aaron Pico. That's how that fight goes. Warhorse is literally you, but 10 times better in all aspects. He doesn't mog me, bro. He's a chud with a pedo stash, and you're telling me he mogs me? Pfft, cut the crap. Cut the crap here. If DDP could get Khamzat in that position, so can Yuri, and Yuri gets Khamzat in a vulnerable position, he will finish that so easily. I disagree, because the only reason Khamzat was in a vulnerable position at the very end of that DDP fight is because he wanted to be there. He wanted to give guys the thought that they could beat him. He'd be like, you know what? I'll let DDP take me down. I'll give it to him. I'll put on a little bit of a fun ting at the end of the fight. He said he wanted to be there. He let that happen because he thought it'd be funny, and that's the truth. Buddy, Khamzat isn't fighting this year. I'll bet. How much do you want to bet? Let's go 50. Let's bet 50. Hey, Rep the King. Let's go 50. Let's bet 50 that Khamzat fights this year. And if you say no, then that's how I know that you don't believe it and you're just a rage baiter. And you'll all forever be labeled a rage baiter who has no actual intellect. Yuri's going to be so much bigger and stronger than former welterweight Khamzat. Yuri will manhandle Khamzat. Yes, the guy who weighs 208 pounds on fight night will be bigger than Khamzat Chimaev, who weighs 215 when he's fighting at middleweight. Nice one. What about DDP, light heavyweight Jailton Almeida? Who wins that? DDP. DDP is just a better Yuri. DDP is just a more well-rounded Yuri. Play Slither? No. If I was gonna play anything, it would be what's it called? Balloons TD6. Yo, Sex God. That's not my name, but I'll take it. He's not gonna argue because he knows he's wrong. Yuri Hamzat, end of year banger. Yeah, it's gonna be Yuri Hamzat double champ status, and dude, if Yuri and Hamzat were to fight, I would want another DDP Hamzat level performance. I would want the most boring performance from Hamzat ever, where he just lays on him for 25 minutes. I literally don't want to see, and I don't want to see a single strike to be thrown. I just want to see Hamzat getting crucifix and literally just taunt. That's the fight I want to see, so I could see all these salty Yuri fans be like, dude, if it was a real fight, dude, if he knew how to fight for real, dude, if he knew how to fight for real, it would be totally different, bro. Same guy that thinks Hamzat's better than Glover. Hamzat's better than Glover, better than Islam, better than Ilya, better than Bilal, better than Ian Gary, better than Joshua Van, better than Piotr Jan, better than freaking everybody. The only guy who's a better there's only a couple guys who are better strikers than Hamzat. Though I would say Volk's a better striker than Hamzat, and O'Malley's a better striker than Hamzat. Who else? Who else is a better striker than Hamzat? No, that's about it. Only two guys better strikers. Yuri would not last 5 rounds. Bro, he wouldn't even last 1 round with Chimaev. Chimaev would KO him, outbox him. The only way Yuri would survive 5 rounds against Hamzat if Hamzat let him. If he was like, yo, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you survive, you know? Yuri's better DDP? No, other way around, actually. DDP's a better Yuri. Yuri would get chinned. Bro, Yuri would get chinned by freaking DDP. He's been chinned before so many times. Dad, you know if Yuri and Hamzat really happened and it got to a 5 round, your heart would be racing? Nah, I wouldn't feel anything because I already know the outcome. I know the outcome of Yuri Hamzat. It would be Hamzat domination round 1 or Hamzat 5 round domination. Hamzat by, you know, people always talk about this fighter wins by whatever they want. If Hamzat and Yuri were to fight, it would literally be by whatever he wants, you know? Does anybody near know? I don't know who that is. Back of the head should be allowed. Back of the head should not be allowed. Headbutt should be allowed. Knees to a grounded opponent should be allowed. And what else should be allowed that's not allowed? I think if you somehow manage to get a steel chair thrown into the octagon, I feel like you should be able to use that. To be honest, what'd you do, bro? Did you time him out or what? Just time him out, bro. If he's muting. Oh shit. Did I timed out the wrong person? Oops. How come I can't see the mod chat, bro? This is crazy. You know you're wrong when Wade Smith is agreeing with you? Nah, stop it. Wade Smith is so smart. He's one of the smartest guys. He knows the secret techniques taught by the freaking gurus. Okay, the real MMA gurus, he knows the secret techniques. Wade Smith does. Why don't you accept Warhorse Moggs you? I don't understand. He has better hair than you and looks better. Doesn't have better hair than me. He literally has fake hair, and second off, he has a pedo stash. I mean, come on. The judges in Sean vs. Song fight are so stupid. Song got destroyed by O'Malley. Song got destroyed by O'Malley. O'Malley destroyed Song Yadong. So I hope you need to come to Do you know what another thing? How come everybody unanimously agrees that Piotr Jan beat Sean O'Malley? If anybody were to rewatch that fight and judge it unbiasedly, they would realize that it could have easily have been 30-27 Sean O'Malley. 30-27 Sean O'Malley. Islam, Ilya, hypothetical match. Who wins? Ilya, round 1, brutal flatline. O'Malley schooled you down. True. I'm telling you guys right now, Ilya will beat Gaethje. Wow, you're telling us that right now? So you're gonna come back after that fight happens in fucking June? How many months is that? That's like 7 million months from now. How does anybody? I know. How does anybody score that fight for Jan? Takedowns, and he didn't do anything with the takedowns. I mean, come on. Literally didn't do anything with takedowns. And if you don't do anything with takedowns, it doesn't mean anything. Dude, if you get a takedown and hold someone down, dude, it literally doesn't mean anything. It's about damage. Scoring's about damage. Unless it's crucifix. Unless it's crucifix, then it's completely different story. It's completely different if we're dealing with crucifixes, dude. Completely different. He was a wrist lock guy. Yeah, he was a wrist lock. Yeah. Wrist locks would definitely work in UFC, dude. Wrist lock, dude. Wrist locks. I don't even tap to a wrist lock, dog. Yuri needs more classical training. His punching style leaks power, even if he was a champ at one time. Yeah, he does need more classical training for sure. You should be able to choke people with your hands. You can choke people with your hands. That's not disallowed. Like two-hand choke somebody. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to do that. Can you two-hand choke someone in UFC? Yes, you can use two-hand chokes. Oh, however, direct straight finger pressure to the throat, trachea, is illegal. Under the unified rules of MMA, clawing, pinching, or twisting the flesh, or directly attacking the throat with fingers or thumb is prohibited. Damn. Damn, that hurts me just thinking about that. Dude, you can't pinch people? Dude, you think you could tickle people? Or pinch flesh? Dude, imagine getting into mount. Imagine taking someone's back and pulling a little titty twister. Dude, titty twistering someone from the body triangle should definitely be allowed. Dude, that would be hilarious. Or you get into mount, just titty twister somebody. That'd be hilarious. You want the guy tape? You're the guy who wants tape banned to make wrist locks more viable? Could you imagine someone just getting two-hand choked till unconsciousness? Dude, that would be absolutely insane. Maybe I should make a video about rules I want to be changed. I want two-hand chokes to be allowed. Just or you're in the clinch against a cage, and instead of going for double unders, you just instantly go for the throw and just Dude, how come nobody's ever tried that? Because you can cheat in MMA. Dude, I'm surprised no one's ever tried that. You give Sean round 1 and 3? I give Sean round 1, 2, and 3. Kingpin Hamzat? I don't know what you're talking about. Volk Islam the same. How do people watch that fight and think Volk won? I know. Islam won 4-1. Islam dominated Volk 4-1. It's because people often mix up the entirety of a fight with round by round scoring. They'll be like, oh, well, Piotr Jan looked good in this fight, therefore he won. You know? It's like, okay, buddy, sure. People who say Jan O'Malley was a clear robber are actually stupid. True. I think a takedown should not be scored more than a strike unless you actually accomplish something real with it. Yes. I think that a takedown is 0 points. Someone on the bottom, someone on top is neutral position. What should get scored points if you pass guard, if you get to half guard, if you go to side control, if you go to crucifix, if you take the back, if you get body triangle, if you land punches, if you threaten a submission, you know? And I think that's how it is. I don't think takedowns actually mean anything, to be honest. Haha, do you think you could take your shorts off and start fucking the guy? Gone by decision if Adesanya kicks his ass for 4 rounds first fight. Trust me, Cyril Gane will beat his ass for 5 rounds. Really? But you think Cyril Gane's a better striker than Israel Adesanya? Cyril Gane is all athleticism. He doesn't have like real striking technique. Like he has real striking technique, but most of his attributes are physical attributes and they're not like technique. They're not setups. They're more just flow with the motion. You know what I mean? Izzy Pereira was not 2-2 going to the 5th. Islam versus Dustin Poirier was 2-2 going to the 5th. His Muay Thai is amazing, but it's amazing, but it's all about athleticism. Do you think you take you mean purple nurple? Yeah, purple nurple. Indian sunburn. Islam won. Volk versus Islam was a close fight. Islam won. It was 4-1 Islam, so was not really a close fight, but it is what it is. What do you think about the entrance song of Cyril Gane? Boring. Don't care about it. The only people who have good entrance songs are Chimaev, Ilya, Pereira, Volk. Who else has real aura when coming to the octagon? O'Malley. O'Malley, number 1 for me. If you are what you say you are, a superstar. Tatsuro Taira, Brandon Royval, same mistake. Tatsuro won every round. It's just he looked like he got beat up for 3 of them. No. He lost the last 3 rounds. Stop it. Adesanya Pereira 1 was 2-2 going to the 5th. Nope. Adesanya's pretty darn solid, pure striker. He'd even better if he showboated less and fought seriously more often. Against Samavov, he looked absolutely insanely sharp. Against GDP, he looked insanely sharp. Before Gane versus Asmo, you were arguing with Tom fans was so fun. I know. I was one of those guys. I predicted Aspinall was going to win in the later rounds, but I said Cyril Gane was going to win the first 2 rounds, and he was going to make it look competitive. That's literally what I said, and you can't go back, but I have the video. You're telling them Gane was going to win? Really? Round 1, Pereira was winning the round. Second, Izzy just hurt him with 2 shots at the end. If a guy's clearly winning a round, I don't think the other guy wins the round by landing a few shots at the end. If you think so, you're a casual. The problem is Pereira wasn't clearly winning the round, first off. Second off, Izzy nearly knocked him out. Nearly knocked him out, and it's damage-based scoring. So if you nearly knock someone out, that trumps anything else unless you nearly knock out the guy earlier in the round. And subconsciously, you weigh the things that happen at the end of a round more than what happened at the start of the round. Look, Cyril Gane, Muay Thai world champion. Look what he did to Volkov and Ngannou. Yeah, Ngannou, who is trash. And Volkov, what did he do to Volkov? In the first Volkov fight, he was a guy who was grappling offensively against Volkov. In the second Volkov fight, there wasn't much to see. Attica O'Malley seems like if someone doesn't call him superstar every 30 minutes, he'll start to cry. You think O'Malley isn't humble? O'Malley is one of the most humbled former champions on the roster. Cool bad boy. Getting hit by a jab's not the same as getting hit with a cross uppercut. True. Even Jones didn't try to strike with him. Yeah, but that's a 37-year-old John Jones who's been out of the sport forever, moving up a weight class. And when John Jones isn't a striker, he's a grappler. Dag rate the White House card from 1 to 9. 8.7. 8.7. I think if you did Bo versus Shara, that would have made it a 9. And if you did... I like the O'Malley Zahabi fight. And I kind of like the Steve Garcia-Diego Lopez fight. So maybe just Islam, Ilya, and then Bo Nickel versus Shara Bullet. You would have had the best card to ever exist. You were very confident in Gane? Pereira outstruck him and controlled him against the fence in the clinch. Landed 10 clinch shots in a row. I guess, man. Yeah, you're stupid as fuck. Gane gave Ngannou a tough fight, and I know Ngannou isn't technical, but he would destroy anyone Tom has beaten. You think Ngannou would destroy everybody Tom has beaten? Bro, Volkov would have beaten Ngannou, and Pavlovich is a tough fight for Ngannou, especially prime Pavlovich, for sure. Shar can't fight in the U.S. Oh yeah, one eye, I forgot. So maybe do Bo versus Aliskarov. Bo Aliskarov, banger. He got touched by 40-year-old Miocic. True. People forget. So Ngannou lost to Miocic. Really, I haven't seen the Whitehouse card. You're saying 8.7, might watch it. Live, order pay-per-view if you think the card is that good. Don't buy that, LOL. Yeah, clearly, if you say the Whiteout card is trash, then you don't know MMA. You're not a real fan. Let's be honest. Jones would smash Aspinall. What? You think John Jones would beat Aspinall? Don't get too far ahead of yourself. Aspinall would beat John Jones. The only reason John Jones beat Cyril Gane, this is my statement here. The only reason John Jones beat Cyril Gane is because John Jones was alerted about that fight months in advance, and Cyril Gane was only alerted about that fight a couple weeks prior, so he couldn't have a full training camp. He didn't know who he was fighting, and John Jones, his best attribute is tape study, so he had a bunch of months to study tape. That's the only reason he beat Cyril Gane. If that was full prep Cyril Gane, he would have beaten John Jones. And that's the truth. The White House card isn't bad, but both fights are kind of bummy. We're not getting the best versus best. Yeah, it sucks, and that's the direction the UFC's going. We're no longer getting the best versus best, which is very unfortunate for sure. This guy say Volkov would have beaten Ngannou. Bro, Volkov could have beaten Ngannou. What are you talking about? Volkov, super tall, could have easily have used that teep kick to melt Cyril Gane, right? And he's so tall, he could have avoided a lot of the shots, and he could have out-grappled Francis Ngannou. Stipe is a heavyweight GOAT. He lost to a prime Stipe. No. Isn't Ngannou coming back to MMA? Yeah, I know. He's on the Ronda. He's fighting Philip Lims, right? Philip Lims. Let's see. How is Philip Lins? Philip Lins. Who has he fought? He fought Ian Kutalaba, Oven St. Preux, Andrei Arlovsky, Marcin Prachnio, Tanner Bozer, Maxim Garvish, who's like the hardest hitter he's fought in the UFC. Marcin Prachnio, would that be the hardest hitter he's fought? Oven St. Preux? Probably KO'd Oven St. Preux. Volkov lost to Derek Lewis. He got clipped. Bro. I'm going Philip Lims. I'm going Felipe Lims to beat Francis Ngannou, man. Who else with me? Type 1 if you're going Ngannou, type 2 if you're going Philip Lims. Let's get some 2s in here. Tape studies are required for any pro sport. Without it, you're handicapped yourself because everybody else does it. True. And John Jones is the best at that. John Jones would have never beat Bilal because he falls asleep watching tape. Yeah, probably. Do you see Tom Brady is not boxing Manny Pacquiao, bro? No shot. Let me go on Twitter. I see nothing about. Oh! Yair Rodriguez, Aljamain Sterling on the Chimaev vs. Strickland card. Sean Strickland versus Chimaev main event. Yair Rodriguez, Aljamain Sterling is going to be the third fight down. Co-main event, I'm going to predict. Co-main event will be either Dern Wei Lee. It's going to be a women's co-main event. Valentina versus Natalia Silva, co-main event. Dern versus Wei Lee. They could do Nunes, but I doubt it. What's it like being MMA Joey's son? It's not fun. He eats all the food we have in the fridge. He slaps my mom, and he actually they're divorced, so he doesn't do that. That was a lie. He eats all the food in the fridge, you know. He only lets me out of my room for 1 hour a day, you know. All he does is walk from his room to freaking, the kitchen, and he yells all the time. Yeah, until Volkov gets his head punched off, sends into the shadow realm. Nope. I didn't watch every event like you, so I don't know half these fighters. Okay. Prime versus Prime, Talbot, Dan Ige, who wins? Peyton Talbot. What? Peyton Talbot's a generational talent. I mean, who does that to Philip Lima? They should have done Francis versus Almeida. People want to see Almeida KO'd. Yes. Hey, what happened to Pacquiao versus... Never happened? They're also supposed to do Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather too, but that never happened. Costa Volkov feature fight. Kopylov, Gautier, Whaley Dern is co-main event. Yeah. Acosta Volkov. Okay. Are you hearing any rumblings about Yair and Aljamain Sterling on that card? Because Aljo's from the tri-state area, and that's the tri-state area, I think, right? New Jersey. Tri-state area. What the fuck is a tri-state area? New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Silva Sterling? Nah, yeah, you're Sterling, bro. I don't know if it's a hot take, but Lerone Murphy loses to every ranked fighter but Josh Emmett and Patricio Pitbull and David Onama versus Lerone was a close fight. Yeah. I forgot about Dag and Terzi. Damn. How dare you? How dare you forget about me? But at least you remembered, and that's all that matters. Anyways, I was supposed to show you guys this. Hold up. Let me show you guys this. This is from John Jones, Daniel Cormier, Russian Ultimate Fighter.
Why are you saying stuff like that?
I'll just fuck your cops, you fucking idiot dumbass. You think I'm just some random target?
So this is two fighters on the show. This is their DMs.
Shit, fuck damn you. I'll fuck empty an OK clip into you. You fucking piece of shit, you bastard. You fuck first, know who you're talking to, you piece of shit, you stupid idiot, fuck. You fucking retarded bitch. I'll fuck you up wherever I see you, wherever you are, you fucking moron. I'll just fuck you like a fucking whore. Are you just a fucking idiot? Do you think Alf Global is like Dom 2 with these fucking clowns, you moron? I'll screw you like a fucking whore, bitch. This isn't reality for you. This isn't this is the fucking Alf Global show. This isn't Dom 2, that fucking crap you've gathered for bullshit. I'll just screw you like a fucking whore, you dumbass. I'll wash
Why is it so sexual? First off. Second off, this is between two Dagestanis. I thought Dagestanis were like respectful. You know what I mean? I thought Dagestanis were like, dude, respectful dudes, chill dudes, but apparently not. Apparently they want to, bleep each other like bleeps, Lerone beat Dan Ige. Didn't he beat Dan Ige? But is Dan Ige even in the rankings anymore? He might not be. UFC rankings. He's not mogging me via meat size. Oh, Dan Ige? Yeah, Dan Ige. Is he in the rankings? Dan Ige's not in the rankings. Who does Lerone beat? Lerone beats Yair. He beats Yair. He beats Brian Ortega, Josh Emmett, Patricio Pitbull, and David Onama. Bro, Lerone went to war with Dan Ige. Lots of fighters went to war with Dan Ige. Lerone does not beat Yair. Bro, you are delusional if you think he doesn't beat. Pitbull beats Yair. Pitbull beats Yair? What do you mean Pitbull beats Yair? They already fought and he lost. Lerone beats Yair? Pitbull beats Lerone, you mean? Hell no. What? Wasn't King Terzi mod a year or two ago? I don't know. Don't remember that shit. Boris MMA mogging you via meat size? Bro, he doesn't mog me via meat size. That's not true at all in the slightest. Pitbull is up to 8 total losses in his career. That's a lot for a fighter. Yeah, I think once you get to 8 losses, it's definitely a lot. But it's honestly about the how long you've been in the UFC and how long you've been at the top in the UFC. You know, that determines whether or not, like Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, I think they got like double-digit losses. How many losses? Max is at 9 losses. That's not terrible, you know, all things considering. Or Charles Oliveira, he's definitely double-digit losses. Yeah, 11 losses, but he also has 37 wins, and most of those are UFC. Lerone got taken down 4 times by Josh Emmett, and Josh even lift him up above his head, slammed Emmett on his head. Ortega mauls Emmett. Bro, styles make fights. Stop. Brandon, you still watch Kenny? The Sigma in charge? Yeah. Sometimes. I can't watch Kenny, bro. I just despise Kenny's intros where he does like a little rap sesh. I hate that so much. I hate it so much. I can't stand it. I'd rather watch Joey's videos than a freaking Kenny video, to be honest. They were both top 5 for a long time in their primes. That's very true. Have you seen Bedtime RAF video? Bedtime RAF? No, I have not. RAF video? He hasn't done an RAF video. Oh, his bedtime RAF video? Who? Kenny? Who cares about Kenny Okoye, bro? What? Ortega and Lerone would go tit for tat with leg kicks. First minute, Ortega would take him down, elbow his face, almost submit him in the first and sub him in the second. I mean, you can say that all you want, but at the end of the day, that ain't happening, bro. That ain't happening. I'm predicting Lerone's going to get whooped by Movzar, going a Tony Ferguson type losing streak. I think he gives Movzar a tough fight. I think he gives Movzar a close fight, but I don't think he's going to go on a freaking Tony Ferguson level losing streak. He's not. He's old, but he's not out of his prime. He gets smashed by Movzar? I mean, sure, but we will find out who is right. Kenny is a deadly wrestler. Interesting. Anybody else? Let me see. Members. I'm suspect of you. He beats most people? Who? Kenny? Kenny who? Lerone is in the rankings while being almost the worst fighter in the rankings. His next, not Kenny. Stop. I need to stop. You think Lerone's the worst guy at the 145 rankings? Diego Lopez is up there for worst. I think Diego Lopez is one of the worst in the 145 rankings. I think Brian Ortega, easily the worst at 145. Patricio Pitbull, terrible. David Onama, terrible. We've seen like 43-year-olds win in the UFC before, so don't count out someone because of their age. No, you can't. Especially seeing guys like Charles Oliveira, 36, win. Guys like Volkanovski's, 37, 38, something like that, win, right? So, can't count out old guys no longer. Kenny Okoye would pin me. Bro, why? It's wrestling. Who cares about wrestling? Ian Kute Laba. No, the worst. Josh Emmett's the worst. Emmett might be better than Onama, but rather than that, bro, Josh Emmett would beat Brian Ortega. Dad, can we watch Kenny? Nope. I ain't watching that stupid shite, mate. Give me pick perms in your server. No. I'm not doing that shit. What was the controversy about Sean Strickland cutting off his mic again? Sean Strickland was talking about a manager being a alleged groomer. Allegedly, Sean Strickland alleges that allegedly a alleged manager is a alleged groomer, where he found Aspen Ladd, who is his girlfriend or wife or something. They met when she was like 17 or 16 or some shit like that. Shouldn't say something like that without evidence or something. That's nuts. Sean Strickland says he has evidence. Sean Strickland says he has evidence from somebody. Sean Strickland alleges that he has alleged evidence about an alleged occurrence. Allegedly. David Onama beats Lerone Murphy. David Onama and the Nate Train beat everyone Lerone Mead has. Man, shit. We'll see, bro. We'll see. I mean, you're talking about a lot of hypotheticals. Lerone Murphy tapology. So he beat Aaron Pico. Beat Josh Emmett. Beat Dan Ige. Beat Edson Barbosa. Okay. Beat Ricardo Ramos. Draw with Zubaira Tukagov. Edson Barbosa isn't a terrible win. Ige, good win. Emmet, good win. Pico, good win. Now he's getting a step up. But who has Brian Ortega beat in recent times? Name one recent Brian Ortega win. Name one recent Yair Rodriguez win. Name one good Pitbull win. Can you name one? I don't think you can. Doesn't matter because Sal makes fights. Ortega stylistically beats Lerone. You can't confidently say that, bro. You just can't confidently say that. Unfortunately, you just can't confidently say that, brother. You have no sources. Steve Garcia, Diego Lopez would put Lerone out in 30 seconds. Steve Garcia would beat Lerone, but Diego Lopez had a hard fight with Dan Ige. And he was getting his beat by Jean Silva until he landed that lucky ass spinning elbow. Lopez is, yeah, he's terrible. Lopez is pretty terrible for sure. John Silva beats Lerone too. I mean, maybe he probably does, but like you said, styles make fights, brother. Brian Ortega hasn't won a fight in a while. His last fight was a loss and was over a year. Brian Ortega's last fight was not a year and a half ago. No way. His last fight was 25, August 25th. Oh, half a year. Oh, my bad. True. I get it, Wade Smith. I misread, my brother. Lopez is one of the best in the division. Who beats Lopez but Movsar and Volk? Who beats him? Who beats Diego Lopez? Bro, so many dudes beat Diego Lopez. Jean Silva in a rematch. Marique Acosta beats him. Jean Silva beats him. Yusuf Zalal beats him. Arnold Allen beats him. Steve Garcia beats him. Kevin Vallejos beats him. So many guys can beat him, bro. Lerone could beat him. What is Warhorse? Bro, stop it. Stop it. Warhorse does not mog me at all. Not in the slightest. Zero mog. There's no MMA YouTuber that mogs me. True. Arnold Allen, yes. Arnold Allen beats him. Arnold Allen beats him. For sure. Guru mogs me? Come on, bro. Come on. Look at that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Probably just bandwagon hopers. Stop. Diego Lopez is good. I don't know why people saying he sucks because he lost. No, it's not. People aren't saying he sucks because he lost to Volk. It's because he hasn't beaten anybody who's good. And anytime he fights someone who's decent, he disappoints. You know, outside of one win against John Silva, where he got a lucky spinning elbow after getting pieced up. Come on. You can go full beard. I can grow a full beard. I just choose not to. You don't think I can, bro? If I literally just let this grow, it would be a full beard. You know that, right? It would be a full beard if I let it grow. Had a close fight with Movsar on 3 days' notice. Yeah, but Movsar was also fighting on 3 days' notice. And rewatch that fight because it wasn't a close fight at all. It wasn't a close fight at all. It wasn't a close fight. It was Movsar dominating the fight and Diego Lopez going for last-ditch efforts of submission attempts. Professors tell me a sad story. I put fa. Diego won the first round. Shut the fuck up. You didn't win shit. What's your honest impression of Guru? My honest impression of Guru? He's pretty funny. He has good impressions. But yeah, he's pretty funny. Good impressions. I like listening to his shit while I'm doing something. You know, keep me occupied and shit. Could have been 29-27 because Movsar could have had a 10-8 in round 2. True. Not a close fight at all. In the first round, Diego hurt Movsar on the feet twice, got 2 submission attempts. Movsar had control time, like ground and pound. Okay. I don't know. I don't remember, to be honest. I don't remember, but I'm not gonna take your word for it, to be honest. Not taking your word for it. Never seen Lopez Glaze? I know, right? And it's not even from a Mexican, dude. Not even from a freaking Mexican. Which is crazy. Hmm. You're glazing, bro. You're glazing hard. You're glazing super hard. All right, I'm a dip. I'm a dip. Um, I'm a dip. What's the longest of my YouTuber you could take? What? What does that even mean, bro? What? What the hell? Literally, all I said was he beats Lerone, had a close fight with Mobster, which both true, but okay. Which are not both true, but whatever. Why you dipping? Work. Got work, my brother. Work, 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 work. Gotta get the money. Gotta get money. I got it, bro. I got work, brother. But I might be back later tonight. I'll see if I can come back. Accept your invite. I got you. I did accept your invite, brother. I accepted all invites. GG's. GG's, bro. God bless. See you. Good day. I might be back later tonight. Probably freaking not. But yeah, I'm back tomorrow at least. Peace, boys. Thank you for being here. It's been your boy, Dagan May signing out. Peace. Video tomorrow. Coming out. Between the hours of 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time.